So the unfortunate thing here about Palo Duro Canyon is they don't have any loops really to speak of.
We talked about that.
So we are starting up here in the top corner where the lighthouse trail is. We're going to take the red Rojo Grande trail until it meets up with the black Sunflower trail, and then that comes back around to the Juniper Cliffside trail, which will eventually bring us right back here to the parking lot. So we're kind of improvising a loop for ourselves. So the Rojo Grande trail is narrower than the lighthouse trail was, but it's still a nicely maintained trail. Hard packed clay, just like the other place. You can see the bigger difference is the vegetation that grows up right along the trail. With the lighthouse trail, we didn't have that at all. It was wide open. A lot of full sun on the lighthouse trail. This one has more places where you can get some shade if you need it. We've been walking the trail for about 2/10 of a mile, starting to have little elevation changes. At first it was completely flat, but now we got a little work to do. We're about a half a mile into the trail. The elevation has not changed by more than about 10 feet at any time. And we just came out into a more open area where there's better views of the canyon. It does block all the wind down here though, that's nice.
So, just finished the Rojo Grande trail. Beautiful trail. Started out pretty flat, but eventually there was more undulation in the landscape. It was nice because you go through sort of a little area surrounded by trees and you come around a corner and bam, you get hit by these gorgeous views. I would say easy, maybe slightly moderate for some of the hills, but nothing very strenuous.
Now we're on the Sunflower Trail. It basically takes off where the Rojo Grande was. Looks like it's the same kind of trail. It says it's 1.2 miles and it's supposed to be easy. And these last two trails are frequented by bikes. So this stretch of the trail is definitely different than anything else we've experienced here. Lots of juniper trees and cedar trees, and it's very cool. I think in the spring, if it's all leafed out, it would be really amazing. The Sunflower Trail is definitely an area that gets more water because there's really tall grasses throughout here that I have not seen anywhere else on the other trails that we've been on. There are some views, but a lot of it so far for the first 4/10 of a mile has been basically walking through this or up along the sides of a small rocky outcropping.
Sunflower Trail, more of the same, similar to the other one, just beautiful, slowly undulating, not real hard. Lots of wonderful views, lots of trees. I can imagine in the spring when it's all leafed out, it's going to be gorgeous.
So this is the third part of the loop we have created to get back to the lighthouse parking lot. This is Juniper Creek Cliffside Trail. Wow. It is promising to be more elevation than what we've experienced so far. It's a very interesting trail. A lot of it is sunken up to 2 to 3 feet, so you can't really easily get by anyone else. And I was thinking if I was on a bike coming down this and there was somebody walking, that would be hard. Well, we've been on Juniper Cliffside for about 2/10 of a mile, and unfortunately it runs along the road. which is a constant distraction. The Juniper Cliff Trail definitely has a lot more elevation to it. At this point, having been in for about 1.25 miles, I would not call it hard. I would call it moderately easy.
Juniper Cliff Trail, probably the best part of the hike today. It was filled with lots of elevation change, but nothing too strenuous. Much better view. It was just gorgeous. The kind of hike that I really enjoy.